In my opinion, when it comes to being extroverted or extroverted, it's not necessarily something that is inherent. To me, it is something that is learned. It is a behavior that you pick up on from people around you in your life. You have to judge your current experiences off of past experiences, thus creating this sort of narrative in your life that your experiences, that your interactions, that your life is dictated by. For example, if you, as a little kid, you were raised up in a very secluded place, not many people, you don't have that ability to be extroverted in the sense that you are able to go into any group, in any selective group of people, and you're able to converse, and you can assimilate easily. You grew up in an environment where that kind of stuff is taken away from you. Imagine if you grew up on a farm and then all of a sudden, after 18 years of life, you're thrown into the big city. You have no idea what to do. We have no idea what this is. You have no idea how to react or how to conjugate sentences or talk to people or be socially amiable. That is something that you need to be able to learn. And that's something that a lot of people struggle with. But something that I've noticed, especially when it comes to social anxiety, is the big factor of you familiarizing yourself with the current problem. So for example, for me personally, for a while I believed that there were these hidden cameras in every single shadow that I saw. And so my psychiatrist recommended I expose myself to those shadows. So every time I'd see a shadow, I'd observe it, well, you can't really taste, smell, hear, or touch a shadow, but observe it, do whatever you can to familiarize yourself with it. And the same concept can be added to people experiencing things like social anxiety and just overall introvertedness. So exposing yourself to conversation. So with a friend, or it could just be a random person, just stop, have a conversation. Maybe stop, compliment them, move on. And you keep doing that over and over and over. And I do that for 20 minutes every single day. I talk with someone, not very in-depth conversation, but a legitimate conversation about any subject, not a joking conversation, not a belittling conversation, but one that goes over topics that you would talk to someone if you were having breakfast together. You know what I mean? And doing that for 20 minutes every single day is something that is an exercise that helps you become better at socially interacting with people. And that is specifically why the more interactions you have with people, the less likely you'll become, the less likely are you to become as English. English is not my first language. The less easy it is for you to, you get what I'm talking about. You understand. But yeah, I mean, when it comes down to any sort of experience, familiarizing yourself with that experience will always get you to improve. There's a saying that says, practice doesn't make perfect, practice just makes you better at it. And I think that no matter how many years you put into it, no matter how many minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years, doesn't matter how much time you put into it, you will never be perfect at anything. Perfection is something that not a lot of people have, because perfection in and of itself is a concept that people hold above everybody else. Perfection is something that a lot of people are not able to achieve due to the simple fact that we are people. It is believed to be, perfection is above people. Perfection is something that people can't attain because we're flawed. You know what I mean? Of course, there are the random sociopathic, egotistical, narcissistic idiots out there who believe they're perfect, but we are not able to conclude that a single person is perfect, because also at the same time, perfection is not specific to any type of person. It's subjective. It's different for everyone. So I just went on a really long tangent about perfection. Anyway, so if you're to take away anything from this video, you need to work on interacting with other people if you're struggling with social anxiety. Interacting with people allows you to become more accustomed to it. And again, like we talked about in class, conditioning. It's basically conditioning. And yeah, just do what you can to interact with people, do it every single day, and I guarantee that eventually you'll start to get better at it. So thank you for listening to my check-in.